Today we're joined by Joyce Picone. She is the Executive Director of the Putnam Arts Council. Joyce, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. So part of the reason that I wanted you to come on today was because I think that there's this great umbrella of Putnam Arts Council, but nobody really understands what you do and how you do it and all of that. And I thought maybe we can clarify and maybe open people's eyes up about what's going on. And
that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
It is somewhat confusing because we are located in an art center and we do programming, you know, classes and exhibitions and concerts. But we're also a council, so we provide services.
Right.
One primary and essential service for our arts community is grant funding.
Right, so let's talk a little bit about that
Sure.
first, and then we'll talk about the programming stuff
Sure.
secondary.
Yeah.
So grant funding. So I'm an organization and
Right.
I want to apply for a grant because I want to run an art series.
Right.
How does that happen?
So you would have to come to an informational seminar, which we give in the summer and the fall. And you would have to learn about the process, or you can meet with us individually if you're not available on our seminar dates. You'll learn about the application. It's not a difficult application. It's done online.
Okay.
Recently we went to an online application, which I think is helpful for our applicants. And you have to give information about your program and your organization. You have to be a nonprofit. So if you're an individual artist, you would have to come in through a partner, like a library, or you if you wanted to sponsor an individual artist. And the organization has to be a nonprofit whose status is chartered here in Putnam County.
Okay.
Because they're tax dollars.
Right.
So the tax dollars have to go to someone within this county.
So it's really not closed off to anybody if they partnered up with somebody who was
It
a
is
not-for-profit.
not. It is not. The program has to happen in Putnam. But the artist or the arts group does not have to be from Putnam.
Okay. Okay. And then, so once we apply, then do you have a
Then
certain amount of money that happens?
We
How
do. We're given funds from Putnam County government and through the New York State Council on the Arts with cooperation of the New York State Legislature and Andrew Cuomo. And so we're the umbrella organization to disseminate those funds.
Okay.
We decide on the local level how they will be disseminated through an independent panel
Okay.
of community members, leaders and artists and members who are interested in the arts.
And they're all part of your Putnam Arts Council organization?
They don't have to be. No, it's an independent panel of peers and people who are interested and willing to read all the applications and evaluate them and disseminate them. So our requests generally double the amount of money we can give out. So, you know, so it is really very important to be able to prioritize who will receive the money, and it's based on artistic merit, first of all, and second of all, how it will serve the public. How many people will come.
And is that part of the application process to say how it's going to benefit the community?
It's part of our questions. So our questions are all in an effort to identify the need and how the money will be spent. And then we also audit programs to be sure they're being spent properly or as promised. And we also ask for an interim and final report from the recipient.
Okay.
So this year we'll give out $39,000. And we had requests that were over $68,000.
Do you feel bad when you can't give people
money? Yes,
I would feel bad.
Yeah, I do. But, you know, we can't because we just don't have enough funds.
Right.
And it's really essential for a lot of the recipients because they make money through ticket sales and other things, but there aren't a lot of corporate entities for them to seek public funds, private funds. So these public funds are really essential for a lot of programs to happen. So some examples of people who are funded, organizations who are funded this year, would be Doansburg Chamber Ensemble, Brewster Theater Company, Studio Around Arts on Town of Southeast, Tuskac, through Bob Zabricki for the concerts at the studio and elsewhere, Space on Ryder Farm, Mayapack Library, Arts on the Lake, Hudson Valley Shakespeare.
Wow.
And
you go the whole county. This is
Countywide.
Not just our little section here.
No, it's countywide because the dollars come from county dollars, from tax dollars, and everyone contributes tax dollars. So we also take that into consideration to spread the artistic merit throughout the community.
I was going to say, do you make sure that every community is sort of represented in?
Yes. If there is a project that through artistic merit is deserving, that is something that we definitely take into account, or the panel does.
So. And if you apply 1 year for a grant, does that automatically mean you're going to get a grant next year?
No,
or no?
It's every year you have to apply.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have a better chance at getting a grant if you have some sort of credential previous arts programming?
Yes and no, because new applicants are always wanted.
And probably welcome.
And emerging organizations need support. But my philosophy is you shouldn't really penalize success either.
Right.
So at least you have a track record, which is what you're asking me, is helpful also.
Yeah, but I think it's great that it's open to anybody, because
It is.
I think that in our mind it's, oh, that's the Putnam Arts Council, they do that for other people.
No.
And it's really not about that.
No, it's open to everyone, and in all of our programs are too. Because our name says Putnam, a lot of people think, even just our classes, switching to our programs, they have to be a resident to take a class.
And that's not true.
No, it's not true.
Okay.
Yeah, you can be from anywhere and take any of our programs. The only thing that is for our members is a show once a year that is for members, but anyone can attend it. And all of our shows are free, and there's no admission, so to attend. Yeah.
Okay, so, and the calendar for the grants, I just want to touch on that real quickly before we move on.
Sure.
The calendar for when these grants are due, when do you apply, how do you know it's time?
You apply in the fall. The application is now currently being reviewed by ourselves and the New York State Council on the Arts. And we will probably have it up in 2 months, maybe.
Okay.
And the deadline, I want to say, is November 18th, but it is a Friday in November.
Okay.
So you have a little time.
Okay.
And our seminars are in the summer and the fall, like I said.
Perfect.
So.
Perfect. So that's a great thing for people who are starting out and want to look into this. It's certainly worth looking into.
It is absolutely worth looking into, and we encourage new applicants to come and talk with us, to have a private meeting with myself and Elizabeth Barksdale, who helps to coordinate the grants program, which we call Arts Link. That's our name for our program.
That's the corner of that section of what you do.
Of that money. It's the Arts Link re-grant program.
Okay.
And, to come in and talk with us. We did that with Space on Ryder Farm when they were first forming, because there are restrictions. The money can only fund programs that are open to the public.
Okay.
So it can't be a membership program.
Right.
It can't, there are a number of restrictions, which are all in the guidelines, but that we go over with an applicant who's thinking of applying for the first time.
So you make it a little easier for people.
Yeah, we inform them.
Yeah.
You have to be informed. The people who apply each year, they know more about the grant process just by virtue of doing it.
So that's a huge piece of what you do, but that's not all you do.
No, that's not all we do.
You're a very busy lady.
I am a busy lady.
Okay, so let's talk about the other part of this, which is programming.
Sure.
The programming is out of Mayapack.
Yes.
Is it anywhere else besides, do you program anywhere besides Mayapack?
We don't currently program anywhere besides Mayapack. We have some potentials in the future of being in another location to do a few things, but it's still in the planning stages. But we're currently, our main focus is our programs at the Arts Center, the Belle Levine Arts Center and the A. Eric Arctinder Gallery, which is part of our Arts Center.
Okay.
So we we have a clay studio there. We have a print press. Yeah, we have a great clay studio, great clay program. It's like a community of people. They have their own Facebook page.
Wow.
Yeah, and they really have kicked it up a notch in the last couple of years.
Okay.
Partly because of two of our teachers, Michael Cole and Micah Hoekstra, who are very devoted to the arts, to pottery, and to the Art Center.
That's great.
And to their students. So,
that's terrific.
Yeah, that's an evolving program for students.
Is it an adult program?
It's for adults and children.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for both.
Okay, so you have your pottery and you have your art gallery, so there's gallery space there.
We have a print press, and then we have drawing, painting classes additionally. And we have a printmaking class now and a relief printing class this summer.
Wow.
And we have watercolor and oil and photography classes.
Now the teachers that come from all over?
The teachers come from all over, and they are primarily teaching artists. They do their own artwork as well.
Okay.
Which brings a little bit of a different focus to their teaching. So that, that makes it really, I think, really important for the student to also be working with an artist who's a teacher.
Right. It's not just somebody who's taking classes.
Right.
Right.
And we feel we're also giving opportunities to artists, which we are supposed to be serving.
Right.
For teaching opportunities.
Right. Oh, yeah. Now, do they have to be a member to teach with you?
No.
No. Anybody can.
Everyone is equal. You know, I had an interesting, our members are our foundation, and we feel special about them. But in terms of what people get, other than the benefits of discounts and advance notice, and there are a number of benefits. I want to encourage people to be members, but we're not a club, and we are open to everyone.
Which is
great. And someone called me recently whose name shall remain anonymous. And she wanted to know, her boss was interested in joining, and there were different levels, and, you know, what did you get? If you spent more, did you get more? And I'm like, no, we treat everyone pretty equally.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
So that's sort of our philosophy.
And your classes run, if I want, you know, are they a couple weeks, or are they?
Most of them are 6 weeks.
Okay.
Some of them are 5. In the summer, in particular, a few of them are 5 because of people's different schedules.
During the day, in the evening, on the weekends?
During the day, during the evening. We don't have an evening. We don't have weekend classes right now. We sometimes do, but we have daytime, morning, afternoon, and evening, and after school programs. And we have actually painting on location. So although it's not happening at the Arts Center, it's one of our programs that does go off-site, but just to paint. It's plein air painting, so painting on location.
Oh, how fun is that?
Yeah, and one site this summer that has opened up to us through being involved with the Carmel Recreation Department is we're going to be able to have access to a beach on Lake Mahopac.
Oh, nice.
Where people can paint. That would be on Mondays from 9:30 to 12:30.
Oh, that sounds so relaxing.
Yeah. And Jean DeMotis is our teacher. She's fantastic.
I know Jean.
Yeah. Yeah, sure you do. She's exhibited
She's exhibited at the studio.
And yeah, so she's going to do that. And she also has a Saturday class in different parks throughout the community.
Oh, wow. And now, how do I find out about the classes? Where do I look? If I do have to go on your website, is there other information?
Yes, we have a comprehensive website. We keep it quite current, and you can find it there. And if you're not savvy, or you don't have a computer, or you don't want to do that, you can call us, and we'll send you a brochure. Looks like this in the mail, and it has about 30 classes in there.
Wow,
actually.
that's a lot. I had no idea you did so much stuff.
Yeah. So we have, you know, a lot of balls in the air. The center is always busy. There's always something going on. Currently, we have a Celebrating Women series that I've developed with the Mahopac Library, Deborah Feynman over there, and Amy Campanero at the Southeast Museum above you, the floor above you, right? And we are having Celebrating Women in Art and History because it's the 100th anniversary of the New York State suffrage movement.
Right.
So we have right now a show of all female artists. There's 161 pieces. It's probably the most pieces we've ever hung.
Wow, that's a lot.
And yeah, it's just a vibrant, exuberant, powerful show. About 89 women.
All different medium?
All different medium. There was no subject matter. There was no restriction other than size.
Okay.
And it had to be original fine art created in the past 2 years.
That seems pretty open.
Yeah. So it's really an exceptional show.
And how long will that be up for?
That'll be up until the 16th of this month. And gallery hours are during the week 11:30 to 3:30, and this Sunday 1 to 4.
Is the Sunday a special?
No, it's every Sunday 1 to 4, but this will be the last Sunday before it closes.
Okay.
And we had a great opening with tons of people there, and men too. They brought husbands and boyfriends and sons came. And that's just one of probably 9 shows that
That's
we have.
what I was going to ask you. How many shows a year
8
do you
or 9
do?
we average. We do one for emeritus artists, over 75. We do one for the high school students.
You do?
We do. In Putnam, Putnam High School students. We do one for our members. We do a theme show often. We do pop-up shows. We have one coming up called Connected, which features some of the folks who come to our monthly series called Connect,
right.
which is a visual arts forum where we discuss a topic. We partner with
the studio for that.
The studio for that, and Dawn Willis helps me out with that on your behalf. And so that's a lively group. We have 14 or 15 people who come. We feature an artist who talks about their work, and then we open it up for discussion, and I facilitate it.
Now, is that something as a new artist? Can somebody join that if we're interested in meeting the artists in the area?
Yes. That's on our website too. That's scheduled. We don't do it in the summer because a lot of people are away. But it is the second Thursday each month, other than the summer. Okay. At 7 o'clock in the gallery at the Art Center. And it's open to everyone. There's no charge.
Nice.
Yep.
It's a great way for the community of artists to get together.
It's
and
grown.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, it's grown.
Yeah. I remember when you first talked about starting this, and it was like, that's a really good idea, and it sort of blossomed.
Yeah, it sort of has expanded our reach too. You know, with Facebook and email, people are letting people know about other opportunities, and so it works for everyone.
Well, that's going to be an interesting show. I'll be sure to catch that one.
Yeah.
Now, aside from adult programming, you do children's programming as well.
Yes. We have a whole summer camp program this summer where the kids, they're weekly sessions, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 to 2:30, flexible, affordable. You can sign up for 1 week or 6 weeks.
Wow.
And that's taught by Sarah Gilchrist.
Is it all different kinds of artists?
All different kinds of projects inspired by themes which are noted for each week.
Okay. And the age group, the age level?
6 to 13. We're developing a teen program that will be in the evenings from 6:30 to 8.
Nice.
For teens who like to sleep late or who are working or are, we're looking for something to do in the evening. And
because there's not a lot to do in this area, so it's nice to introduce some of these new ideas.
And that's going to be on Wednesdays, and that's a new program that we're trying to launch with Rosalie Marcus teaching.
Will that be in the fall?
That will be in the summer.
That'll be in the summer as well.
That's in the summer as well. And it's all on our website.
Okay.
Where our class tab is, we often feature on our tiles where you pick, where you make your selections. We often, not always, but often feature an image of the teacher. So you'll see something they're doing as you're picking a class you might want to take.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of a fun thing that we've been doing as well.
So how many people do you think do classes with you? Give me a number. Like, how many people do you serve in Mayapack, you think?
Per session?
Yeah.
Per session?
Yeah.
I would say 75.
That's a lot.
In the classes.
Yeah.
And then in the shows, a lot more than that, by nature of shows are larger.
Right.
You know, and like I said, this show has like 89 people in it.
Wow.
Yeah. And the member show, we had, I want to say it was close to that, but they could only bring one piece. In this show, they could bring two, which is why we have 161 pieces. I guess that was about 90 people, probably. And the high school show, it's by population of the schools. There's tons of kids in that.
Do the teachers get involved in that? Or?
The teachers pick that work.
Okay.
The teachers, so the kids are already juried into the show. And also I do a lot of other things. I'm on other boards. I'm on the Carmel Rec Advisory Board. And I just juried, was one of the 3 jurors for Sean Patrick Maloney's congressional show. I do that every year.
Now, all your shows are juried shows? Your art shows?
No, they're not all juried. This one wasn't.
Okay.
So we try in our cadre of exhibitions to have something for everyone. Juried, non-juried, so that everyone can get involved. Because that's very important to me, because I came to the arts later in life. I came from a pharmaceutical. I worked for a pharmaceutical company for many years.
I just learned something about you.
Yeah. And then when I had my children, we lived in Mayapack, and I took a few years off. I was lucky to be able to do that and raise them. And my son's first day of first grade, I started working at the Putnam Arts Council, and he's 34.
That's a long time.
So a long time. Yeah, but my point, I digress, which I tend to do, is that I wasn't an artist when I came to the Art Center. So my philosophy has always been, it's for everyone.
Now, you are an artist now, though?
That's what they tell me. I take photographs. They get, the groups get angry with me, the Visual Arts Committee and the Connect people. They're like, don't say that. Don't say you take photographs. You're a photographer. I am in the show.
Oh, you are?
The current show, yes. I have a photograph from the Bronx Zoo in this particular show.
Do you have a particular kind of genre that you tend to lean towards?
Yeah, it's nature.
Nature.
Yeah, nature, animals, and outdoors.
Okay.
That's what I do in my off time. So.
Which is none, apparently, because I'm listening to all the things that you do, and you don't really have off time.
I actually do it after work, and I
Okay.
get home and eat late, and I'm on a European schedule.
So you got involved, and then you just sort of loved it and stayed at the Putnam Arts Council?
I do like it very much. I feel it's very valuable work, and I feel it gives a voice to particularly young people or people who are going through something difficult that can be positive. And I think
similar value system to what we do at the studio.
Yes,
very similar to what we do.
And we engage the young people to help hang shows and be CITs. We like volunteers for our summer program, high school and up, and we obviously they will be getting volunteer hours because we are a nonprofit.
Right.
We're always trying to bring all generations in, multi-generational programs and services.
So it's not just to kind of flesh out, not just artistic as far as, you have writers, do you have other groups like that?
We did have a writing group. We did have a writing group for
what if I
many years.
can't draw or take a picture? How can I get involved in the art? Like, what are you doing there that maybe for me?
Right. You can learn to take a picture, and you can learn to draw. You can come to shows and you can come to Connect and just have conversations about art and artists, and you don't have to be, have a background.
I think that's what people get intimidated, like they're all going to be professionals and I don't want to walk in there.
No, you do not. We are very embracing. We have some younger folks who have been coming to Connect, and one of them just a year ago rented a space in Peekskill, a studio, and he's working diligently. I just went to the Open Studios and saw his studio last weekend, and so he came and now is very vibrant and working, and I think it helped for him to get to be with other people.
Right.
Most of them aren't professional, really. I mean, if you define a professional as a person who makes a living selling their art, we have a handful.
Okay.
Some of them have a professional ability,
but they have other real people jobs on top of that.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
They teach, many of them, or they take photos. They do weddings or bar mitzvahs and things of that nature. But most of them teach, either for us and or college level, high school level. So I have an open door policy, and I'm an embracing, inclusive person, and so that's how. And my board is the same. So it's for everyone. It is not just for those who are talented, by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. And you can see that with the children. They don't think about that.
No, they don't.
They don't make
they
that
just jump
distinction.
in with. Do you do pottery for children as well? Because there's something about clay and kids that just appeals to me.
And they get dirty, and they're happy, and they can make something. If they don't like it, they can crush it. It's process oriented, not product oriented.
Which is wonderful
for the children,
which
for
is
sure.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And we want them to experience a buffet and be comfortable with art. Not be turned off or be critiqued.
And a lot of the arts programs in schools are being cut because of funding, and it's giving somebody an outlet someplace else. If this is your thing, you have another place to go.
That's right. And if someone has a child who wants to take something and we don't have it, we will offer anything. We need 4 or 5 kids to make a class go. We can create a class of your choice, of your liking. You want them to draw dragons? Fine. Find 4 or 5 friends, call me up, I'll set that up.
Oh, that's terrific.
We have private lessons also. We have portfolio review for high school and college level and for adults.
Wow.
So
I thought I worked a lot.
No, it's a great job. I mean, I guess evidenced by the fact that I'm there so long, I wouldn't have stayed.
That's what I'm thinking.
I get great support from my board. They're all very interested people in the arts. They're interested in the art and the community, and that's pretty much what you need to be embracive, and to always be changing too. For the needs of the community, to be assessing that,
and around here is changing. The whole face of Putnam is changing. I think
absolutely, absolutely. So, we're really trying to get teens in. So they're all at-risk youth, and
there's plenty of that going on. There's a lot of negative things that happen. We're trying to make all the positive stuff happen.
Right. So we're trying to get in everyone, whether you're at risk, whether you're not.
Right.
We have something that you could do that would make you feel good about yourself. Which I think is always the basis
of a lot of self-esteem is a huge thing for most people, even if you're not a kid, if you're an adult, and you still, especially an adult trying something new. Like if you work in business, I want to try photography. There's a self-esteem issue there.
Yeah, there is. You have a little nervous, and actually, Jeanette Rodriguez is going to be teaching a class for us called Soul Painting, where she does work with people who are nervous about getting back into it. Oh,
that's great.
Yeah,
and she's, of course, the curator of the Front Street
Gallery. So, it's a circle of people who support one another.
I'm seeing a web. I'm seeing a web of outreach.
We don't compete, we partner.
That's a good thing.
And support each other. And I send people, we don't have a life drawing class because Arts on the Lake does. So when people call us, I send them up there.
Yeah.
And because we also provide services and funding, it's counterintuitive for us to compete. It's not what we're supposed to be doing.
No.
So that's not something we do.
Okay, so now we, of course, want you to continue doing what you're doing.
Yes.
As citizens, what can we do to maintain these programs and make sure they continue to move forward?
Well, you can join the Arts Council or make a donation. You can do that on our website. You can make a donation of goods. If you have, we have people call us frequently who are a painter who's moving, or their grandmother or their mother was a painter. We will accept materials if they're in good condition as well.
That's good. Okay.
And additionally, you can let your legislator know that your tax dollars are being well spent if you've come to something you enjoyed, because all of our programs are partially funded by the two public sectors I mentioned.
So when I go to a program and it says this program is assisted by the Putnam Arts Council, I should then say, hey, now I know what you do.
Yes, yes, yes. And some organizations are very good at providing the credit, and some do it. They put it in their press, but it gets cut because
there's no space. Or
exactly.
Right.
And so everyone has very good intentions and works very hard. Most of our recipients work another job doing something else and do this because they love it.
Right.
And so they may not say exactly what will strike you as, let your legislator know you enjoyed this with your tax dollars.
Right.
But all of the things that we fund, these 22 grants that we've given out in this particular year, are partially funded by state and county tax dollars. They're your money if you live here in Putnam. So
you might as well keep it coming and keep telling people that they're going to a good cause. We like what you're doing with it and that kind of thing.
And I advocate for the arts on the state and local level. I write grants for these funds. They aren't just given to us. We have to do interim and final reports and different things, different reviews.
But positive feedback and people getting involved is really how we can help you.
Yes, and we're very serious about spending the money well. So if you go to a program and you see that and you liked it, you can also give us a call and let us know that you really enjoyed that program, which is helpful to us for future reference, for future funding possibilities.
Okay, and if we find something that we think is very good, that we think might be worth funding for, something we could reach out to you as well and say,
absolutely.
I saw this great thing, that they need some funding for this.
We're a resource. Yeah, we want to know all of that. We're like a sponge. We want to know anything you want to tell us or about the arts, and we share a lot. A lot of folks ask us for referrals to other places, and we don't do estimates for artwork.
You're like the yellow pages of arts and culture for Putnam County.
Yeah, sort of. And because I've been doing it so long, I know a lot of people, which is helpful, I think.
Terrific.
I hope.
Well, like I said, thank you for joining me today, and I so appreciate this. Hopefully the people that are out there can now say, oh, I know what they do now, and I want to get involved. And
yes, become a member or become a friend. Check out our website. It's
want to just give us your website real quick?
PutnamArtsCouncil.org.
Okay, Putnam Arts Council. And of course, come look at your programming. And
come look at our programming. Like I said, all of our exhibitions are free of admission. Our annual craft sale, which is open to everyone, happens in December with no admission and features like 45 different artists from the region. Nothing imported, all locally sourced.
Perfect. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining
me.
And I will definitely be seeing your photography at your art show.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.